Is Modern Warfare 2 the greatest Call of Duty ever made, or is it simply overrated by everyone that played it? You could argue that people wear rose-colored glasses when looking back at things in their life that they are fond... Guys, what am I talking about? I'm trying to do an intro here. I'm reading off a piece of paper. Fuck the paper. You know, get that shit out of here. I'm just going to be speaking from my heart like I try to do in every video. Off the top of the dome. So what was I talking about? Maybe I do need that script. Modern Warfare 2, is it overrated or was it really that good? I'm going to speak from my personal experience. I am in my mid-20s. I got to play this game in its prime. I was like, I can't do the math, but I think I was like 13 or 12, 13, 14, something. I was young when I played this game in its prime, but I still think I have enough knowledge to say whether this game was as good as some people say make it out to be, or if it was kind of overrated. You know, a lot of people like to wear their rose-colored glasses when looking back at memories in their life and just personal experiences on each game, or just, it doesn't even have to be a video game, just memories in general. You know, depending on if they had good memories or good times playing something or doing something, they might look at it much more fondly than you might if you didn't really have the best experience with that exact same thing. Like, for example, I posed the question in one of my previous Call of Duty videos. I think I asked, like, what is your favorite Call of Duty? Leave it down in the comment section. I was getting answers all over the board. Some people were saying Modern Warfare 2 was their favorite. Some people were saying Black Ops 1, Black Ops 3, Ghosts. Just answers everywhere. And that made me realize everybody's got their own personal preference. It's all going to be associated with the memories that they had on these games. Like, for example, if I played Modern Warfare 2 with a bunch of my good friends from high school, I obviously have, you know, a fonder memories with that game, and I'm going to put it higher on my list than somebody that played it 5 years after it came out and didn't get to play it with their friends or whatever the case might be. That's just the way it works. So let's get into the actual topic. We're 2 minutes into the video and I've just been rambling. That's what I do, guys. I don't know. But yeah, talking a little bit about Modern Warfare 2. I'm not going to really touch on the campaign. I'll just quickly touch on the campaign. The campaign is fantastic. Probably top 3 or top 4 campaigns in my opinion. I think Black Ops 1 had the best campaign. I would probably say Modern Warfare 2 is up there with Cod 4. And I said Ghost before, and some people were like, you think Ghost campaign is good? I do, motherfucker. I think it's one of the best campaigns in the Call of Duty franchise. That's just my opinion. Fight me over it. Arm wrestle me. Let's mud wrestle naked. Let's do something. But back to the topic. Okay, so campaign's great. Spec Ops is an awesome mode. That was a lot of fun, especially cooperatively with your friends or whatever. But the multiplayer, is it overrated? Slightly. Now, the things that are overrated in the multiplayer, it's very straightforward. The noob tubes, the grenade launchers, absolutely horrendous. I don't know whose idea it was to put those in the game. Like, I get they probably have grenade launchers in the military. That shit does not need to be added to a video game whatsoever. Never do it again. Please just leave that stuff out of video games. Jesus Christ. Especially a Call of Duty game, right? The maps are usually not that small. It's kind of condensed and cluttered. Like, it's just too many players on the map, and you got this asshole on top of the cliff noob tubing everybody and screaming at them. Like, it's just not fun. So that was my biggest complaint with Modern Warfare 2. Secondly, one-man army. Like, what are you doing? First we got noob tubes, and then now you're allowing people to switch their class during their life. They can switch their class during their life, and they can go to another class with noob tube, and then they can go back to another class with noob tube, and then they can go back, and it's just never-ending assholeness from this guy in his mom's basement just noob tubing the shit out of me for hours and hours. It's just not fun. So those are my 2 biggest complaints about this game. And I will say the noob tubing got worse over time. Like, I still remember this game. I bought it day 1. I actually went to GameStop, I think at midnight. I was like 14 years old. I think I hitchhiked to the GameStop, and I got there and I was too young to buy the game, so I started crying, and then the GameStop employee felt bad, so he like snuck it into my pants, and then it's a long story. But yeah, what was I even talking about? Oh yeah, that's what I was talking about. The noob tubing, in my opinion, got worse over time. So when this game first came out, like the first few months, I don't remember everybody and their grandma noob tubing. And then I think, you know, as YouTubers started making videos and put this noob tube on your class and put this on your class, I think people started to catch on and starting to abuse it, and everybody else was doing it, so they said, screw it, I'm gonna do it too. And that's just how it works. But yeah, I tried to go back to like all of the Call of Duties every single year, and I swear over the last like 5 years, every time I go back to Modern Warfare 2, it's gotten worse. Like there's like 4 people on each team that are using noob tubes, whereas like back in the day, the first year that this game was out, I don't think it was nearly as bad. Not as many people using noob tubes. There was still quite a few, but I think it's gotten worse over time. So honestly, those are the only 2 things that I can think of with this game that I actually despised and I found annoying. Everything else was perfection. I mean, let's talk about the maps for a little. So this game launched with 16 maps, I think, and I'm telling you guys right here, they don't make Call of Duty maps like they used to. 15 of the 16 maps were amazing just from the launch, and then they added map packs and DLCs, which again, I don't think they even make DLCs like they used to. The DLC maps back in the day used to get 4 maps, I think, with every map pack, and I'm telling you, 3 of the 4 maps were always good. But talking about the base maps, like the launch maps, let's just name a few. You got Terminal, one of the greatest Call of Duty maps of all time. It's already been brought back to a few Call of Duties. I think it was also in MW3, and I think it was in Infinite Warfare. I could be mistaken, but if they are bringing back old Call of Duty maps to a newer Call of Duty, that should tell you 100% it was a good map if they just keep bringing it back. And then what else do you have? You have High Rise. That's my personal favorite Call of Duty map of all time. It's just, and then you have Rust. Oh my god, the trash talkers would always go to Rust. That's where the 1v1s always happened. You know, there'd be people in the lobbies. I'm sure you guys have seen all the lobbies, and you were probably a part of it. Trash talkers telling each other, you know, I love your mom and I kissed her last night, and then somebody else saying, what the hell did you say about my mom? Let's go take it to Rust. And then the duel would go down and commence on Rust. One of the best 1v1 maps of all time. Probably the best 1v1 map in multiplayer gaming, if I can think of any other one. That's definitely my favorite. But yeah, I think you guys get the point. This game had numerous good maps. I could keep going down the list. There's Karachi, there is Scrapyard, there's Estate, which a lot of people weren't a fan of that map. I actually really enjoyed it. The only map I can there's Skid Row, which was awesome. The only map I can think of that I didn't necessarily enjoy was probably Wasteland. And if you were a sniper, which a lot of people were at the time, even Wasteland could be fun at times, like with a thermal scope or even just quick scoping people. This game was obviously notorious for quick scoping and montages and stuff. The Intervention is probably the funnest sniper ever created in Call of Duty history. Even if you weren't a quick scoper, the Barrett 50 cal was awesome. Was there a Dragunov in this game? If you use a Dragunov, you are just a different breed of a human being. What planet are you from? I need to know. But yeah, this game had various different guns that were fun to use. The UMP-45, you had the ACR, the FAMAS. I think the FAMAS was actually burst in this game, right? Am I correct with that? I don't know. I used the MP-45 Silence. That was my go-to. There was a lot of overpowered weapons, of course. The grenade launcher, which I mentioned. What else was overpowered? The ACR was probably the best AR, I think. There was also the SCAR was good. This game just had so many guns. The MP5K, I think, was in this game, or maybe it was just the MP5. And then you had the dual Akimbo Scorpions, which were overpowered. You had the double barrel shotguns. So many good guns, and that's why I love the modern setting too for Call of Duty games, or just military shooters in general. I know some people prefer the past games, like the World War setting, and some people like the futuristic. I like modern, just modern setting for first-person shooters or just military shooters in general. I think it's the best time setting for these games. And I think that's one of the reasons why this game was so successful, is the modern setting. So we've touched on the maps, we've touched on the guns. Now let's touch on probably the best part about this game was the kill streaks. Easily, I mean, Call of Duty 4, which was the first Modern Warfare game in the Call of Duty franchise, had 3 kill streaks. And then World at War expanded upon that, and I think it had maybe like 7 or 8 kill streaks. It could be a little bit less. And then Modern Warfare 2 came out and people were like, holy shit in my ass, what is this? There is so many kill streaks. There's an AC-130, there's a Predator missile, and just new kill streaks. Like the Predator missile was new, the AC-130 was new for Call of Duty. Then you had the Harrier strike, you had, what else did you have? Chopper gunner, the nuke. Oh, the nuke, I'm gonna say this though, and another reason why some people don't like Modern Warfare 2 is the camping. There was so many campers back in the day, and obviously there's still campers in Call of Duty and just multiplayer games in general. There's going to be that kid or that guy that's just horrible at gaming and he needs to sit in a corner to get his kills. That's just going to happen, right? But it was so bad in Modern Warfare 2 at times because of the kill streaks. Like, people wanted the kill streaks so bad that they were willing to camp just to get those. There was even people that would go into like the back of the map and try to kill each other, like two friends, and they try to get the nukes and stuff like that. It was pretty bad, but I do think the kill streaks in this game were so awesome and so fun to use that it actually kind of promoted camping in a way because people wanted to get them so badly. But the kill streaks nonetheless were absolutely incredible. So I'm guessing it's pretty clear to you guys that I love this game with all my heart, and I don't think it's overrated. I think it is one of the best Call of Duties of all time. If this game could get remastered and just take the noob tubing out and take the one-man army out, it would literally be the perfect Call of Duty. There's nothing else wrong with this game other than those two things. I think those were the biggest problems, and they were easy to fix. They just never, unfortunately, did get fixed. And 2 or 3 years ago, they actually came out with a remaster. And Activision, being the stingy little bastards that they are, they didn't include the multiplayer for whatever reason. I think they were just worried that everybody would go back to the remaster version of Modern Warfare 2 and they would stop playing the new Call of Duties, which they have anyways. So I think that was the big reason why they didn't include the Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer with the remaster that came out a few years ago. But this game, hopefully once Microsoft takes over, they will start remastering some of these older Call of Duties because they're absolutely begging for it. Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer, without a shadow of a doubt, needs to be remastered. No questions asked. I want to know from you guys, did you play Modern Warfare 2? What is your favorite COD? I know I asked this before. I want to know from you, though. Do you think this is one of the best CODs? What is your favorite COD? Like the video, subscribe if you're new, and I will kiss you guys later. Peace.